Hi everyone, this screencast will go over setting up a Nearpod account and then as well as creating a lesson. So the Nearpod homepage is just nearpod.com, typed into any browser. It does tend to work best with Firefox or Chrome. The Nearpod home screen is very fluid, so it'll never look the same, 1 week to the next. So if it doesn't look exactly like this, don't be alarmed. This typically changes, but the buttons up in the top will almost always be the same. So you can start by sign up for free. This will take you to a typical sign up page. It's going to give you options to sign up with Google or with Office 365, or you can also create your own login with just a typical email address. If students are just joining a lesson, they don't actually have to sign up for an account. They can just enter the code that you provide to them. So once you've gone through and signed up for your account, you can access your Nearpod dashboard or platform. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Once you've logged in, you can access your dashboard. And this is sort of what I refer to as the dashboard. You can see that here is your library. Now I've got some existing lessons that I've already created. If you've just signed up for Nearpod, this will obviously be blank for you. You can also do something called Explore Our Lessons. They have pre-populated lessons in Nearpod. Now, most of these are geared towards K to 12, but I have found a few useful tidbits and sometimes just good inspiration as well there. They have free ones as well as paid ones, depending on your level that you choose to be on Nearpod. To start a new lesson, there's two sort of main options. One is to use your Google Slides. So if you've already pre-populated your presentation in a Google Slides document, then you can just upload right from there. Or you can do a lesson within Nearpod. This one you can actually create slides right within Nearpod. I don't like doing this much because you don't have the same kind of creative control that you would have in a typical presentation software like PowerPoint or Google Slides. So instead, I usually will upload a file. From here, you can find your file that you want to add, whether it be PowerPoint or a PDF document. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So you click on Upload Files, and then you can see that there's a few different options. You can drop your files here if you don't want to have to navigate through your files. You can upload from your actual local drive. You can use your Google Drive, Dropbox, or OneDrive. So you can select one of these to get started. Depending on how large your file is, it does tend to take a few moments to upload files. So I'll usually upload and then walk away for a few moments. That way I'm not just sitting there watching paint dry, essentially. Okay, so now I have some sample slides populated in as a lesson. It is still processing, so it might say that not all the slides have come up, but enough for me to show you the basics here. So these were just a PowerPoint file that I was able to upload. It does separate them by slides because it can recognize that. What you're not able to do is you are not able to edit what is on the slide. So this is essentially a picture, right? So you can move it on their slides, but you cannot edit the actual content. That is set as per whatever file you uploaded. What we do want to do though is add an activity from Nearpod. So what I will do is click on the Add Slide. You can do that here, or you can do it up at the top here, either way. And you'll see here you can add content, add web content, or add activity. So for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to add an activity. And you can look through the different activities that are included. Now, I have a gold membership, which is a paid subscription through Nearpod. So I have access to every activity. Different levels will have different access. So you might not see all of these, or they may be grayed out depending on the level of subscription that you choose. but one that is available throughout all these subscriptions, at least at the time of this recording, is the quiz function. So if you click on quiz, it will open up a new window for you. And you can type in something, any kind of quiz question that you might have. So something simple, right? What color is the sky? I can add my answers here and here. This is a multiple choice question. If I want to add, so I want more than 2 options, I can click on Add Answer. And then on the left, I select which is my correct option. So now I'm indicating that when they ask the quiz, that blue is the correct option. If I feel like it is useful, I can add media, video, or audio instructions. I can also add just a static image, so maybe I want to provide a picture of the sky for this particular question. If I wanted to have a multi-question quiz, I can also add question. This will have multiple questions for students to answer in a row. I just want this to be one, so I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Now, always, no matter where you've put it, your quiz shows up or your activities show up at the end of your document. You can then click and drag to move it to any spot within your presentation. And that's pretty simple to navigate through. What you won't see on the Nearpod slides are a little preview here. You do actually have to click through in order to see your preview. Okay, so let's assume we've added any interactive activities we want through Nearpod. We have our slides. We think we're probably ready for this to go to students. So now down at the bottom I see a preview button, and I'm going to click on that. This is going to show me what the students would see. This is the student view that they would see. So one thing that I'll note is that fonts don't always properly get translated if you're uploading from PowerPoint. So, you know, I don't spend a lot of time on my font choice. I just choose something basic because they don't often translate properly. I could then go through here, navigate through, and check out what this would look like for my students. Once I've finished, I can click on the X and I'm back to the editing area. I can call this whatever works for my lesson. And then I would want to click Save and Exit. When you do so, it's going to ask you for a few lesson details. You can provide a description. These are easy when you're looking. If you've got a lot of lessons, it's easy to find them if you do have some sort of description. You'll also select the grade that it applies to and a subject of some kind that you can, again, it's just for categorization. And then save and exit. Now you will see that the sample lesson is available here on your dashboard. When I hover over it, it gives me 2 options. There's a live lesson or a student-paced lesson. You can also look again at the preview, the editing, or you can move its location within your lesson categories. When I am doing a face-to-face or synchronous online class, I do a live lesson. This is me controlling the lesson in terms of how fast of a pace we're going. Students can't check how many slides there are left in the presentation, things like that. This is me setting this up, and I will actually be going through it at the same time. So live lesson is me providing that at the same time. When I click on that, I've got a 5-letter code. This is the code that I provide to students. They just navigate to join.nearpod.com, or they can also just do nearpod.com, either one. Also, if they have the app downloaded, they can open up the app, and then they would provide this 5-digit code to be able to see it. Alternatively, the other option is to do a self-paced or student-paced lesson. This is essentially providing students with a code that they can go in at any time. So you can see this is valid from Monday, May 4th until Wednesday, June 3rd, and provides them that option to look at this lesson during their own pace. They still will have to do the activities that you've put in there. So this is good for asynchronous classes, or if students have missed the lesson, the face-to-face or live online, you can set this up for them and you will still see their content, their report at the end of it. So those are the basics of setting up Nearpod. There is a lot more that you can do, within this platform, a lot more flexibility and variety that you can add. So certainly play around with it and see what works best for you, if you like it, and how it might work for your students. But that's the basics of setting up an interactive lesson. Good luck.